What is going on, guys? Welcome to Extreme Daily Drivers, where you know we're always balling on the budget and wrenching in the garage. So it is not the weekend. It is during the week and it's night. Kelly and I have really busy schedules coming up here on the weekends the next at least 3 weeks. So I'm going to start filming some of the stuff that I do in the garage midweek in order to keep giving you guys videos in order for the content to keep going. And I'm also going to be doing a little bit of other stuff, maybe some Prelude stuff and maybe some XB stuff. So you guys can look forward to that. But for tonight, I'm going to get started working on this fender here, okay? So as you guys know, we got this from the previous owner of this car with a serious dent there, and that's not going to buff out. So if you recall, I wound up picking up a fender from a young lady in St. Petersburg, Florida. I think that's where she lived. And I got this thing for $80. We're going to go ahead and get this thing ready for paint. So I just got finished giving this thing a good wash and just hit it with some Dawn dish soap just to kind of get anything that's on here off. But honestly, we're going to be hitting this with some 320 sandpaper, scuffing it all up, but being real careful not to go through this red and to the primer. So I should have mentioned that before we actually start sanding, we're going to remove all these little tabs on the fender because we are actually going to be sanding and prepping this whole piece here for paint, and we don't need these tabs on there getting in the way. Alright, so before I start sanding away, let me go over to some of the tools I'll be using. So if you're a real painter, you have an orbital sander, okay? If you are a hack like myself, you grab one of these guys for like 40 bucks off Amazon. Dude, this thing is awesome. I use it all the time. It's great for sanding everything from wood, metal, you name it. It's awesome. I've used it a ton. Then you get yourself some of these sanding discs that go with it. And these are 320 grit, which is exactly what you want when you're actually just kind of scuffing paint up and getting it ready for some sort of primer. I got a whole bunch of these for, I can't remember, like $17 or something like that. There are a ton in here. And then finally, you're gonna need yourself some primer. And you know I love SEM, man. They are a super, super awesome paint company, and they make really good stuff for backyard hacks like you and I. So that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be sanding this down, we're gonna be hitting it with this primer, and then we're actually gonna put it on the car. All right, so we blew through that. It took me like, I don't know, barely even 5 minutes. Now we did go through a little bit. That isn't bad, okay? We can live with that. That's basically what you're seeing there is the primer, okay? But that is a little bit bad, but that guy is bad right there. That's all the way through the metal. Not good, bad on my part, too aggressive with the sander. This paint is really thin. I was being very careful, to be honest with you, and there's still parts, especially on the ends, where it's just the paint's always thinner on the ends. It's just the way it is, and you got to be super, super careful. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go over this by hand. So while I was out here sanding this all down, Kelly came outside and she was like, "Oh man, I feel really bad that I'm not helping you with my car." And I said, "Do you really want to sand fenders?" And she said, "Well, you know, I want to be a part of the process." And little does she know that we are going to be sanding this entire car. And trust me when I say she is going to get her fill of sanding. So anyway, back to the fender here. Pretty happy with this. It is uniform for the most part. There's still some sections I got to touch up on down here. I got to be real careful. I really need to tape this off right now so that I don't get anywhere near it. I am going to be repainting this with some sort of either Plasti Dip or they have some sort of a rocker panel spray that you can use. So there's going to be something going here, but at the same time, I don't want to do anything down here that may cause damage. But you can see under here, all looks good, and for the most part I did really well. One mistake And that is right there where we went through to the bare metal. Now, why is this bad? So when you get a metal panel, it actually goes through a bunch of phases before you actually spray, like a clear coat on top of it, which would finish the spraying process. The metal has to be sealed, and that sealant basically prevents any kind of rust from happening. Then after the sealant dries, typically a primer goes on top. Then after the primer, you got your base coat, which is your color. And then after that, typically is a clear coat. Now in this case, this is a single stage paint job, so all we have would be a sealer on the metal, and then a primer, and then color on top. So what we're actually doing today, you don't have to do, but I want this car to be blue and gray, so primer gray, not blue, red, black, and all these other colors and white. I want it to be as uniform as possible, so we actually do take it to the painter. It's a little bit easier for him, so that's why we're doing this. It's just going to look way better. So I think I got this where I want it, and I'm going to go ahead and take it outside and give it one more wash before we actually start spraying some primer. All right, we're back inside, and I just actually hit this with a hairdryer. It's like 60 degrees out tonight. There's no humidity, but because it's kind of cool, I didn't want to dry well, and I don't want to rub towels all over this because lint comes off the towel, gets on the paint. So check it out. Nice and smooth. No more red on my fingertips. It's clean. It's not crazy clean, but it's clean. So now we're going to grab our Duplicolor grease and wax remover, and we're going to go ahead and wipe this thing down. All right, wipe down with the wax and grease remover. Went ahead and taped off this section. Little note, if you ever are in Ace Hardware, don't ever buy their blue tape. It is absolutely terrible. I thought all blue tape was the same. It's not. Get the Scotch stuff. Don't use the Ace stuff. But yeah, man, so at this point, we are basically almost to the point of no return here. And now if there are some sections that you think still need to be sanded, or some sections that you think need to be touched up on or cleaned better, this is the time to do it, because we are about to use a tack rag on this thing. And once we do that, it's really going to be ready for paint. So let's go ahead and tack this. What that will do will remove anything that's trapped on this paint before we spray the primer. All right, now for our primer. The directions say that shake this for a minute, which of course we'll do at least a minute, and then 2 to 3 medium coats, 5 to 10 minutes in between each coat. So that's what we're gonna do. Follow the directions. All right, so this is one medium coat. I think it turned out pretty good. Pretty good coverage. It's good stuff, man. You see how it sprays out? It's so nice. Doesn't spit. Really good job. Now look at our watch. 8:36. All right, we'll come back in 5 minutes. All right, what has it been? 6, 7 minutes? You can see how flat this is already. It's probably already dried at the touch. Looking good. Let's go for the second coat, which I normally just do 2 coats when I'm doing primer. This one we're going to put on heavier. What do you guys think? You think that's enough? Hold it right here. All right. Let's give it 5 minutes. So it's been 5 minutes. Let's see where we're at. How's that look, dude? Huh? Oh, that looks like it's ready for paint. Pretty darn good. Little miss here. That's gonna be all right though. Maybe I'll touch that up. That is the front end corner. This piece right here. It's pretty important. So I'll hit that up real quick. But dude, what do you think, huh? Dude, how good is this stuff? How good is this? If you're not buying it right now, there's something the matter with you. Link down in the description. As you guys know, I put a link down in the description for everything. But man, look at this. Huh? Wow. Looks awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that corner up, and then we're going to let this dry overnight. And tomorrow, go ahead and replace this fender. So I'll see you then. What is up, guys? It is the next day, and look who I have. I actually have a helper today. We're going to go ahead and get this old fender off, but just one more view. One more look. So this is totally dry now, and it's awesome. Peel that paint, that tape off there.
It is very impressive.
Very impressive. Wait until we get it on here. Wait till. So enough talking about it. Let's get some 10mm wrenches.
Let's do it.
And let's get this thing off. Come on. So after like 30 minutes of getting this fender on right and just wiping it down nonstop because we kept getting grease on it, dude, check this out. Is this awesome?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It really is.
Look. Dude, the Miata is coming together. First of all, can we just take a second and appreciate the door gaps? Huh? The door fender gap. Go ahead. Look. Dude. Close it. What? It's perfect. It's perfect. And then let's look at the hood. The hood and fender. Huh? Look at that line. We should start our own body shop.
We should.
I mean, I don't know why we don't.
Daily Driver's Body Shop.
That's right.
It takes us forever to do anything.
Hey, but when we do it, dude, huh? Look at the seam. Look how it matches up, huh? Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, what's this screw?
Don't worry about that. That's all right. But yeah, look at that, huh? So anyway, guys, it actually was not that much work, honestly.
No,
I mean,
it wasn't bad. We just had to make sure it was aligned and,
Yeah, a couple hours painting it, and then, I don't know, maybe an hour putting it on. But what a payoff, what a payoff. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you think. Unfortunately, this isn't the only piece that we have to paint and prep. We still have our front bumper, and man, this is going to be an event to tackle this. I did already do the headlight lids. They are in there. I don't want to pull it all out. But the last piece that we have to do is this guy right here. All right, we have to do this guy, fix him all up, and then we have to do the mirrors. So they'll get prepped the exact same way as this fender. So anyway,
Miata's coming together.
Miata's coming together. You paint guys out there, let me know down in the comments what you think I did wrong, and that's fine. We can have a adult conversation about how incorrectly I did everything. But I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot argue with this end result, and you can't get better than this, I'm telling you.
No, it looks great.
So if you guys are just wondering, just one last thing about this, what's left if I actually wanted to paint this, all you would do, and this is all the painter will do when we get it to him, is he will take a red scuff pad, he will scuff the primed area, and then he'll spray color on it, and if we decide to do a clear coat, then the clear coat will go over that. So that's all that's left on this fender, is to just wipe it down with a red scuff pad that scuffs up the primer so that when you spray on your color coat, it sticks. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe.
That's right. Subscribe. Ring that bell.
Ring the bell. And we'll see you next time. Later.